This house was built in 1842. Jennie Wade and her mother worked as seamstresses back in the day. Throughout the years, there have been many legends of this house potentially being haunted by the spirit of Jennie Wade. A woman named Rosa Carmichael was the mean head mistress of the orphanage. My name is Nicholas. I am a young paranormal investigator in search of proof of the spirit world. I am also a person that can easily sense and feel spirit energy around me. I am joined by my uncle and cameraman William, and my father and executive producer Nick. We will search for ghosts at some of the world's most creepiest haunts. This is a haunted legacy. The Haunted Legacy team has made it to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. This town is best known for a battle, which was considered a turning point during the Civil War. But first, we're planning to search at a house where the only casualty of a civilian took place during the battle. Mary Virginia Wade, also known as Jennie Wade, was a resident of Gettysburg during the famous battle. She was born on May 21, 1843. Her mother was a seamstress, while her father was in a mental asylum. She is most commonly referred to as Jennie Wade, which is spelled with a J. Both she and her mother lived on Breckenridge Street. On July 1, 1863, Jennie Wade, her mother, and two younger brothers left their home and traveled to the house of Jennie's sister, Georgia Anna Wade McClellan, on Baltimore Street. This day was also the beginning of the battle, and over more than 150 bullets hit their house on that day. Nevertheless, on July 3, 1863, at about 8 o'clock in the morning, Jennie Wade was kneading dough for bread when all of a sudden a mini ball penetrated through the kitchen door of her sister's house and struck her on her shoulder, killing her instantly. When the others found out that she was shot, they temporarily buried her lifeless body in the backyard of the house. But then her body was later moved to a cemetery on Stratton Street in January of 1864. Throughout the years, there have been many legends of this house potentially being haunted by the spirit of Jennie Wade. Several paranormal teams have done investigations here, and now it's our turn. Alright, so this is the Jennie Wade House. I've arrived with my father and my uncle, and first we're going to take the brief tour before we start our own adventure, so let's walk up. When the guided tour was over, we all went back outside the house and resumed our mission. Right now I'm standing outside of the Jennie Wade House. This house was built in 1842. Jennie Wade and her mother worked as seamstresses back in the day. She did not live at this house. Her sister, Georgia McClellan, rented this house, and she had just given birth to a new baby boy, 4 days before the Battle of Gettysburg started. So we just finished taking the guided tour, and now we're going to begin our ghost hunt. What we're going to do first is head back inside the house and quickly make an attempt to see if we can capture something with our gear. Then we're going to exit the house and head down the stairs to the cellar to do the same. So let's go, guys. Once we were back inside the Jennie Wade House, I immediately began an EVP session. Our first spot to investigate is the kitchen. I even made an attempt with my ghost meter to see if I can pick up a spike. I spent about 3 minutes in the kitchen of the Jennie Wade House trying to pick up a sign from any residual souls, but I was out of luck. This was the room where Jennie Wade kneaded dough for bread when she was shot and killed. When we all finished searching in the kitchen, we all made our way to the room next door. Then we headed up the stairs to the second floor of the house, near the kitchen. I split from my father and uncle and hit the record button on my voice recorder once again. This house is also reported to be haunted by several soldiers that were alive during the time of the battle. After we searched inside the house itself, we made our way back outside and headed down the stairs to the cellar. I sat near the spot where Jennie Wade's body was kept before she was moved to her final resting place. I made a final attempt with my voice recorder near the mannequin lying down on the bed. Sadly, we didn't pick up a strong piece of evidence in the basement. So we all went back up the stairs, and I interviewed my Uncle William and my father about what their thoughts were of the Jennie Wade House. So, Uncle William, tell me your thoughts about the Jennie Wade House. There's a lot of history here. She was the only civilian. I want to hear your perception.
It's amazing it's the only civilian around, but it's nice, it's old, historical, and it's just amazing that she was the only civilian around to be involved with any of this kind of stuff.
And what about the basement, in the dungeon where she was kept? Any insight on that? Do you think that it's possible that there's something affiliated here or not?
No, not really. It's just, that's where they had to keep it. They had no choice but to put it down there, so I don't know.
Yeah, and the bedrooms were nice. Tell me your thoughts, please, but just overall, insight to Jennie Wade herself. I want to hear your perception.
I think she's an American hero. The way she took care of the Union soldiers, the way she baked bread, she gave her life in service of her country.
Yeah, and Uncle William, just one more thing. Just want to let you know, when I was in the dungeon, in the basement just now, I had a weird feeling. I was thinking back to Jennie Wade and the time that Ghost Adventures was here in 2010. Zach actually got touched on the butt. So I did feel the dark energy, even though we didn't do a ghost hunt really inside. I still was able to get something with my body senses. So I'm glad the legacy team has been able to get a chance to visit the Jennie Wade House. After searching at the Jennie Wade House, we all made our way across the street to our next haunted place to check out in Gettysburg. Alright, now this is the Homestead Orphanage. This place was opened in October of 1866, and it ran from then until 1877. A woman named Rosa Carmichael was the mean head mistress of the orphanage, and she wanted to kidnap innocent little kids and put them in solitary confinement. So she's supposed to be the main entity haunting here. So let's see what we can make out of this location. This orphanage is comprised of 2 different buildings, and both of them are said to be active with paranormal activity. When we entered the Gettysburg Orphanage, we realized that the door leading to the dungeon was locked. So our new plan was to investigate the gift shop only and see if anything happens to us. Alright, we're inside the Homestead Orphanage, and this is where the tour begins, but the tour doesn't start for a couple of hours. So this is the gift shop. This place has attracted many paranormal investigators over the years, such as Ghost Adventures. Ghost Adventures went on the tour, so there's supposed to be some dark energy behind this store, so there's nothing really in the gift shop, but this is where the fun begins. We all spent about 7 minutes looking around in the gift shop of the Homestead Orphanage. See if I get anything in here. Once we were finished, we left the building and I interviewed my Uncle William about what his perception was. What do you think of the orphanage? This is on Ghost Adventures. There's more dark energy here. What do you think?
We really didn't see anything. We couldn't see anything.
What about that woman named Rosa Carmichael? She was an old lady who would kidnap innocent little children in the basement. Like, what do you think of that? Like, she's probably the dark entity here.
Could be, but well, if not, whatever. It's just a bad thing that she did at the time. And
Do you have anything to say to those little kids? I mean, do you feel like it's bad for them? Like, what would you
yeah, but
decide?
you go in the past, over with, nothing you can say really.
The hauntings at the Jennie Wade House and the Homestead Orphanage have been spoken about for several years. When we first arrived in Gettysburg, our first haunted place to check out was the Jennie Wade House. During our ghost hunt after the guided tour, we searched all around the house in hopes of finding the paranormal here. And while we were in the cellar, I claimed to have felt something even more insidious than compared to in the house. When we wrapped up our search at the Jennie Wade House, we then made our way to the renowned Gettysburg Orphanage, also known as the Homestead Orphanage. During our time there, we were unable to check out the dungeon where Rosa Carmichael placed kids in solitary confinement, and General Ulysses S. Grant also paid a visit here back in the day. Since we were so limited for our investigation, our time at the Homestead Orphanage was short-lived. This town has an abundance of haunted places here, and our stay in Gettysburg doesn't stop here.